Hi everyone, I'm here with Gianluca Petiti, and today we're going to have a brief talk about the coronavirus situation. Hi Mr. Petiti.
Hello Michelle, and hello everybody watching today.
How are you doing?
Considering the situation, pretty well, thank you.
Considering you are my husband, can I call you Jan?
You bet.
Okay, Mr. Jan. I see you recently posted on LinkedIn an article, and a very interesting article about the coronavirus pandemic. Why you decide to do that?
Simple. I think the pandemic is a big issue, Michelle, but also believe that the data around coronavirus and the pandemic itself are highly inaccurate for many reasons. And so I decided to go out there and post a perspective on it.
Yeah, the system seems to be under tremendous amount of stress right now. Are you saying that the pandemic is not as big as it seems?
No, I believe the pandemic is a very serious issue. At the same time, though, when you think that the cases, the reported cases of coronavirus are based on individuals that tested positive, and there's adverse selection happening, individuals that get tested are the ones that are symptomatic, and so are a very small part of the population. I believe that this leads to underreporting the number of cases, and therefore over-reporting the death rate. The 2 to 4% that the WHO is reporting, I think is much higher compared to the real mortality rate of coronavirus pandemic.
Okay, I follow. Let's take Italy as an example. We have 80,000 reported cases and around 10% or 8,000 deaths. Are these data accurate?
Well, the absolute data are accurate as reported, but the statistics are not. And I give you a good example. Early on in the outbreak, a small village on the northeastern part of Italy called Vo, there's 3,300 people. They decided to do a population study. So they tested everybody for coronavirus. This was February. And they found that 2.7% of the population was infected with the coronavirus back then.
Okay.
When you think of what is happening in the northern Italy, I think that's at least a good proxy for what is going on in the country. And so there's 30 million people in northern Italy. 2.7% of 30 million is a lot more than 80,000. It's close to 900,000. And so I do believe that that example of a population study indicates how inaccurate the reported cases are today. Therefore, in Italy, the death rate shouldn't be 10%. It's a lot lower if we consider the real number of cases, not only the reported number of cases. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. But how do we solve the problem?
Well, there's a couple of things. On the short term, I do believe that the many countries and governments that are taking action to reduce the spread, increase the number of ICU beds, ventilators, they're doing the right thing. But long term, we need to get better data. We need to have a degree of randomized studies, pick randomly individuals and test for coronavirus and understand the real spread of the disease. Iceland did that, and successfully. We should do that more. If we get better data, better statistics, we can definitely get ahead of the curve and not be reactive as we are today.
Very helpful. Any words of wisdom as you navigate this part of our lives?
Well, first of all, if you want more information around the perspective, go and check the article that I posted on LinkedIn. Secondly, Winston Churchill used to say, if you're going through hell, keep going. And that's something that as a society, specifically the scientific part of the society and people that are working in our space, we should really thinking at how we get better data, more accurate statistic modeling in order to get ahead of the curve. And I ask everybody watching, if you work in this field, spend some time thinking about it, because unless we get better data, get ahead of the curve, we won't be able to solve this efficiently, and our society will have to pay an even bigger price compared to the one that we already paid.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you for watching.